All right, guys, we're going to take a minute today and show you this setup. It is a ice fishing tip-up rig. So we're going to shoot this little video and show you how to make one of these babies. It is all wind-driven. Watch this, wind-driven, made out of very easy. Everything you see here is basically we pulled out of a dumpster. So it'll be cheap, but it'll take you a little bit of time. Hope you enjoy. Watch this video. If you like it, please at the end hit like and subscribe. So the first thing we want to do is this bit here. I even measure it for you, but I know what it is just to confirm. This is 2" by 1.5". So 1.5" by 1.5" is more than enough. These were junk. Again, we pulled this out of a garbage, and if you see it, the dunnage. So if you get like a skid in and whatever, you can pull them from there. This is 8 inches long. Some of them we make are 10 inches long. Either way is okay. All right. First thing we want to do, we'll take our tape measure. We want to come 1 inch off of one end. Does not matter what end, it's yours. Pick. And all I'm doing is put a little dot. Okay. So you guys see, I just put a real tiny dot. All right. And what we're going to do, that's going to be our guide. Okay. And then we're going to take, these are, now I'm not going to do the one step I already did. So these are 3/4 by 4 inch. Okay, so they're 1x4s. We measured them out to 12 inches. If you see, these don't have it. Oh, this one does. There's a line. That line is at 8 3/4 from the bottom. Okay, you're going to measure up 8 3/4. Then you're going to go center. Okay, center of the width. Okay, so center of 3 3/4 inches. I know you guys can figure it out. Now, you're going to drill 1 1.25" hole. It can be a little bigger, it can be a little smaller. It will work. This in general is 1 1.25" hole. Okay? Once you hit the center points and you put this wood bit, this point on that dot of the cross sections, drill it all the way through. That will give you this hole. Okay? Then what you're going to do is put it in your chop saw, and you're gonna cut straight off at the top of the hole. You see how we have this? Okay, right at the top of the hole. And then what we do is we'll just take our finger. Anything that like is real thin, we'll just break off with our finger. It doesn't mean anything, but it's just the way we do it, okay? So then you're gonna make 2 of these. So here you go, there's 2. You're just gonna drill 2 pilot holes. They do not have to be they don't have to be perfect. All right, like if you have any carpentry skills at all, you know about where to drill them. If not, take it about 1/2 inch up. Okay, and then just try to even them out. Okay, that's our goal. Now, this piece that we made our black mark on, and I'm doing this in front of the camera so you guys get to see it. Okay, we want our black mark to this side of the board. All right. Then we're going to take our screws. Okay, we're going to make sure this is flush and this is right on our mark. We're going to drive these in. Now, you just want to sink the head in enough that it's in, just to make sure the lumber's tight. We pre-drilled, so we didn't break them. Don't force them through and break them, okay? That's one thing you want to make sure. Now, same thing. This side goes to the top, and you'll see. So you want to lay this, that the side we drilled that does not have the drill bit, put it on your black mark, flush at the bottom. I like to take my 2 screws, just put them in the holes. Okay. Another one. Okay, this is part 1 of what we're building. All right, now we're gonna get started on the fishing rod. So the fishing rod part of the tip up, it's pretty simple. This is 17 inches long, okay? This is 1/2 inch thick, 3/4 inch high, okay? You can cut this out of a 1x, whatever you want, just whatever you cut it out and make sure it's nice and straight. And it's a good solid piece, no knots or anything like that, okay? Again, it can be junk, it doesn't matter. Now, on one end, we're gonna take our tape measure. We are gonna mark 1 inch, okay, and 4 inch. And in the other end, we're gonna mark 1/2 inch, okay, and 8 inch. All right, just putting dots. Then what you want to do is make sure that you're dead center, okay, of your piece. And this is the 1/2 inch side. Make sure that when you drill these holes we're going to drill, this is dead center, okay? That's important. All right. Now, the first 2 holes we marked, which were inch and 4, we're going to pre-drill just a little bit. Now, when I say a little bit, you're literally just making a little indentation, okay? We're going to flip it. We're going to change drill bits. This is a 30-second. And we're going to just start the hole. Okay, if we go too far, we won't get in what we're after. So a little bit. A little bit, okay? Now, I have here in my possession, let me see if I can pick it up with something so you can see it. Because you won't see it in my big hands. So I have here in my possession a 15, 30-second eyelet, okay? The 2 little holes, put these little 15, 30-second eyelets in. So we want to drill them like we did, and then we want to turn these in. And we want to make sure that this turns in far enough that, I mean, you want it all the way up against. You want that eye to be touching, okay? So you're gonna turn, and if it gets a little tough, take a set of pliers. Now the key here is don't bend it. Use pliers, don't bend it. And then all you're gonna do is, it looks pretty close. All right there, boom. Looks beautiful, okay? There's your first one, all right? See how that's in there? All right. Now we're gonna put our second one. So, we're gonna take this. And do the same thing. That tiny hole we drilled, we're gonna put that in. And they'll go pretty easy once you get them started. Okay. Again, I like to use pliers because I can push up. They're so small, I can push up and turn. You know you're getting a good bite. Does not mean you have to. It just is. The only thing about the pliers is, if you look at my table, which you probably can't see, I did break one. They're so small that it does not take much. Okay. Get it out of it. Yep. There we go. Okay, so there you go. There's one eyelet that was 8 inches from the front. Second eyelet, which we made about 3/4 from the front. Okay. Now, the next 2 holes that you measured inch and 4 inches, and we pre-drilled just a tiny bit with the other drill bit, we are going to put in 2 5/8 inch pan head screws, okay? Now, the reason I like the pan head is it has a big head, and you'll see as we design this rod why we want that big head, okay? That's actually, these screws are actually gonna be our fishing reel, okay? So, let's see. We want them even, so my advice to you is make sure they are even. I just think it works better if they're even. Yeah, that's pretty same, okay? So, this is what it'll look like. Are you ready? Eyelet, eyelet, 2 screws. All right, that's what we're doing. Sound good? Next step. Don't laugh at me. Do not laugh at me. This is a very important part of this. You see this clip? This is your balancing piece. So those face down, this clips to that. So that's why that 1/2 inch thickness is so important. Okay, the next step before we start adding line and stuff to our rod is to measure 4 inches back on a 5/16 stall rod. Okay, so I'm gonna take tape, gonna mark 4 inches right there. Now, if you notice, my 4 inches is pretty close to my vise. That's on purpose because it's a 5/16. It will move a whole lot. Okay, so we want to make sure it's tight, but not enough that we crush our circle of the dowel rod. Don't forget it's just wood. And then we're gonna real lightly cut through it. See that? Real lightly. Okay. So that step's done. Let's see. We are back with our 5/16 stall rod, a 4 inch piece. Okay. Let me just change my camera angle. Boom. And here we are. So this piece is the next important part. You're gonna take this, you're gonna slide it through, and you want this. I don't know if I can turn it, you can see it better. You want this to be pretty well even and centered. Okay. Then you're gonna push it. That side went. Oop. There you go. Just like that. See how it slid in there? Nice and even, all right? So now, and you're probably still not understanding what all this means, and I got it, but just to kind of show you, that's the stand we built. This is the rod we built. All right, so now we are going to take Yo-Zuri Super Braid 15-pound test. That is gonna be the base of our rod, okay? I don't know how you tie a knot. Me, tie the same knot every time. I just twist with my finger after I put it inside. I take my tag end, I slide it back through, and you'll see it'll slide. And then what I do, let me get this up here so you can see, this is the base of my knot. So I put that on the very first one, like that. I pull real tight and tighten it. Now I do safety knot. A lot of guys don't. That knot is a strong knot. However, I safety knot. I like putting one more knot off the back, sometimes 2. And it's just a base, but if for some reason you really would catch a fish worth in the ice, yeah, you don't want it to end up falling off. Even though the monofilament will definitely break before the 15 pound. Okay, so this is so strong. This is my razor knife. This even cut. Okay, now got it tied. So what I always tell everybody is there's threads on the screw. Spin this down far enough that you'll see it start moving on the screw. Then what we do is 60 wraps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60. Okay. And then you want to come up past your rod. I always go about 6, 7, 8 inches, whatever you feels fit. And you're going to cut that string. Okay. I have a little cutting block here. And you're going to take the end of your string. Okay. And you're going to run that through your eyelets. So 1, 2, okay, so you can see string, eyelet, eyelet, string, okay? Then we're going to tie barrel swivel, okay? Everybody likes the correct term, so we're going to tie a barrel swivel. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this end in, I'm going to turn the swivel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? And we're going to look that the top end you'll see we'll create a small opening, right? I don't know if you can see it if I keep my fat fingers back. So I cannot. But what you're gonna do, you'll see right at the swivel, you're gonna create an opening. And you're gonna take that back to the same knot I use every single time. The guys laugh at me. They all use a different knot. This knot has been very dependable to me, so I don't use a different knot. Okay. And once you get the knot, again, pull the tag, set it down. Don't laugh. I like using my teeth, I'll tell you. Okay, I'm gonna cut that off. All right, that's our swivel. Then what I do, once that's done, is I will take this and wrap it till the swivel is just about up top. Okay, so that's the best we can do, all right? Now, I use Stren 6-pound monofilament, okay? That's the base string of the rod. That is not the rod we're using. We want monofilament because we don't want the fish to see our 15-pound test for catching trout, crappie, sunfish, bluegill, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, same thing, we're gonna take a barrel swivel, we're gonna go through, and we're gonna tie it on. So now, because there's another end tied, the barrel swivel, you're gonna wanna spin it. That's the best way to do this. Just spin, 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 till you get about, like I said, about 6 twists. Again, same knot every time. I'm trying to get this hole a little bigger so you guys can see it this time. I waste a little string, but I can handle that. Okay, there. If you guys can see that. You gotta go through the hole. Okay, and you're gonna slip and pull tight. There we go. I think I got it. Okay? And you can feel that's tight. Then I do the same thing. I'm going to safety knot it. Okay? One, do not make fun of the way I safety knot. I use my teeth. My mom will yell. I hope she's not watching. Okay? 2 safety knots. Now we're going to cut off our tail. Boom. All right. So now we have our Stren 6-pound monofilament, which is going to be what is really seen by the fish, which monofilament, not seen by the fish. Right? Laugh, don't laugh, it's okay, but it really is the goal. Now, what I like to do, I like to take this string, and now I'll go this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I missed. 9. I missed. See, that's tricky. I don't know if you guys just seen that. But if you let the pressure off, because that's really what goes in the water, that monofilament just goes when it swivels. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1 to grow on, and straight up. Okay, so now I will cut it off. Again, I like a tag, so I try to go almost to the end. Then I will use a number 6 Eagle Claw. Okay. And I will slide that in. God, my eyes are terrible. And I will do, again, the same knot. Spin, spin, spin. They hit about 6. Okay. Then you're going to take the tag. You're going to push it up through the hole. My eyes stink, people. and I mean stink poorly. You can see my glasses. I actually have bifocal. I can't even tie a small fly on fly fishing anymore. It's terrible. I think I got it. Okay, pull the tag. Knot goes tight. Okay. Again, 2 safety knots. Cut it off. And okay, so we have a little too much, so you take one more wrap, you bring it up, and you take your hook, and you gotta put your hook into the wood. Why? Because we're not fishing right now. We're building, okay? And that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna go straight up into the wood. My big paws and my eyes, I'm on a good trip today. Okay, so it will look like that. We just lay our hook on there for now, for transport, so nobody gets hurt, doesn't get tangled. That's all we're doing, right? Now, let's go back to everything we built. So we built our fishing rod for our tip down, right? 2 5/8 panhead screws, 1 what I call mega paper clip, 1 4-inch 15 32nd doll rod, and 2 15 32nd eyes. Okay, now we also build a base. If you guys remember in the beginning of the video, we built the base. So watch this. This part goes to the ice fishing hole where you drill with your auger. This part goes to you. This part goes down. Watch this. Okay, so it looked like this. This stuff all goes down. It looks like this. And now, when the wind blows, it does all the work for you. You ain't got to deal with none of it. Huh? Pretty cool setup. So, let me tell you that it's a really neat design. I did not come up with it. Somebody else did. He was nice enough to share a design with me. I had to take time to share with you guys. If you guys like this design and like the detail and what we're doing, please like, share, and subscribe.